Hey, what's going on, everybody? Cookies here. I am very, very late to this, but I want to start making it like a true, actual, consistent habit where when I kill a boss on Heroic and Mythic in like further raid tiers and whatnot on my different healers, I would like to kind of go over my replays like I did with the Monk on Rosticon. So just expect more. I'm going to be kind of like shooting out tons of videos on this as I clear through Mythic on alts and stuff like that, and as I kind of go back and just do some heroic fights just to help explain them, and then also moving forward with new tiers. But without further ado, this is a Dispriest alt that I brought in for Stormwall Blockade progress. We killed it. So I'm just going to go over the kill kind of VOD and just talk about my thoughts and my idea behind playing a Disc Priest. So the first thing that you'll notice is there's some wonky playstyle that's going to be happening where the group is going to be stacking up, but I'm going to be over here in my own little corner, and that's because I only had access to a sliver trinket and nothing else, so I had to make the best of it. So I just talked with my raid leader and just kind of devised a little strategy where I could not hurt the group by staying away from them, because normally you want to stack up, but I would be able to utilize my sliver and it would be worth the kind of, the pros and cons. So we'll just go ahead and get the poll started, and then I'll kind of just explain things. And I should not have audio on my bed. Okay, so to start out, we are going to be, there's going to be a lot of damage coming out right at the beginning, so we're just going to blow some, like, schism and get power, all that stuff, just the basics. Because we basically want to be pumping a lot of damage on this fight. So healing is, it's important, but this fight is much more about doing damage rather than doing healing. So you'll see that as we go. So I do as much damage as I can. I even pop Shadow Fiend right here without any atonements out just to do extra damage. And then here I'm just going to double Radiance because this is where a lot of damage comes out. And this is where I just use Evangelism and all that. But besides this, I'm basically using these two Radiances, and then I am literally just DPSing my heart out into the boss. And you'll see that I barely refresh any of these atonements because I'm just focusing on DPS. So the first thing is Sea Swell. The way that the group handles it is we stack in one particular spot and drop the Sea Swells there every single time. So because of the sliver thing, I'm going to be dropping mine right here, so you'll see me dip in and then dip out. And then from then on, I'll always do that. So here we're just DPSing the boss. I refresh like an atonement or two just to kind of help out. And here is where I make a little misplay because I'm standing in the wrong spot, so I get silenced. I should be standing right here the whole time, but that's okay. So I just keep a couple atonements out just to help out. Honestly, those were probably not worth even doing to begin with. I should just be DPSing. There, I drop my Sea Swell. I'm going to apply another atonement. This is kind of debatable whether it's worth it or not. I don't think it is. So now, like in hindsight, if I go back and do this fight, I probably won't be applying atonements during these spots because this is just time I could be DPSing the boss, and the boss isn't doing any damage to the raid except for these little like pelts every now and then, which honestly our Resto Shaman can handle it just fine. So here is where we actually have like a worthy, a useful like use of, that was a really, I was trying to find something else to say, but a useful way to set up with Radiance, because the next boss is coming in. So the first thing you'll notice is, let me rewind it just a tiny bit, is when the boss is getting ready to teleport at 50%, I will refresh my dot on her because it carries over to the other platform. And then we have the other boss come over here. I Radiance to help out. I apply a couple atonements on people that didn't get the Radiance. And then I get Innervate here, so I just figure I might as well just do it to everybody. And then this is where I go back into just helping out with healing. And then you'll see that I start weaving myself back into the DPS rotation pretty shortly. But it's just apply a few atonements here and there, use Radiances when the big damage is happening, but besides that, we're just kind of tunneling the boss, trying to get them down as quick as possible. There's another use of Radiance. And then here, I believe, is where, yeah, so whenever the boss uses Tidal Shroud, that's when there's going to be like 0 damage happening. So this is where I'm just playing for DPS. And this is another case where like I probably wouldn't want to reapply atonements and stuff like I am, because it's kind of wasteful because they just instantly get healed to full health anyways because there's no damage happening. And then this last Sea Swell, I'm just going to stay where I am because we don't need to drop in a particular spot because we're going to be leaving the boat. So we drop the Sea Swell, we get ready to teleport. I make sure I stay away to keep my sliver stacks from dropping. Boom, teleport's active. I walk in, teleport, and this is where like the actual important mechanics of the fight start happening. So here I step away immediately so that I can utilize the sliver. It was a god-awful experience, but it was worth it. I refresh I put a dot on the boss, pop my instant cast while I'm running, and then here we pop Lust. I pop a Potion of Rising Death just to like get a second pot out because I'm full mana. I'm not going to need a mana potion, so I just help DPS here. So with Lust, I don't apply any atonements whatsoever. I'm literally just DPSing the boss. No one's going to be taking damage, so I'm just DPSing. And then this is going to go off. I'm going to keep DPSing, and then you'll see as I get Soulless back up, I'm going to be running into the group and popping it so I can move and DPS. C-Spell comes out, and this is where damage is going to start happening. So I'm going to get into a nice spot. I'm going to Radiance, and I'm going to do my healing rotation. So this is where I'm helping out with healing, just kind of helping people out. Even here, I probably shouldn't be applying atonements. I should just be DPSing again. And then you'll see the weird kind of mechanic I do with the sliver to maintain stacks, but also stack with the group, is I will stack and then move out so that I maintain uptime on my sliver. And then every time C-Swell is about to happen, I'll just go move on top of the range group. So the fight here is really just keep, especially if you are running Purge the Wicked, you want to just keep your dots up on everything that's alive. And then other than that, you're just full blasting the boss. Like, I don't even switch to the ads here unless we specifically call for extra help on the ad. But we want the ad to die way up here where the boss is, because that's less time that another ad gets the chance to spawn. So, applying atonements here and there, using Power Word Radiance when we have it and we know big damage is about to happen. But just playing into DPS in this fight is invaluable. It's incredibly important to understand that you don't need to just keep everybody at full health. Like, that's not the goal. The goal as a healer is to keep the raid alive, not at full health. So if we can get away with letting someone be, 60% health and they won't die and we get to do extra damage to the boss, that's a win-win. So this basically continues. This is where we start helping healing again because this is happening. This is where the group's going to take a nice chunk of damage. And this is honestly where I should probably be using Rapture with the Innervate, but I just misplayed here. This is where people start kind of spreading out and it ruins the sliver stacks a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. We maintain most of, the entire fight, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of just this rinse and repeat. This is where, like, the healing actually becomes pretty intensive. So again, this is where it would be a good time to be, like, using Rapture and, like, ramping up to full and going ham. But, so I used the Rapture here. It's a little late, obviously. We could have played this a lot better, but you get the idea. This is the whole point of doing these, is to look at what I did wrong, what I did right, and then telling you guys so that when you do this fight, you can keep these things in mind and know not to make the same mistakes. Like, I kept Evangelism off cooldown until the boss died. Because at this point, we don't need healing. Now we're just literally killing the boss. So. And that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to kind of show the Disc Priest playstyle. It's really just try to focus more on how much damage you can deal rather than how much healing you need to do. Like, when someone drops low HP, think in your head, is this going to kill them if I do not put an atonement on them, or am I good to just keep DPSing? Because if you can just keep DPSing, you're going to drastically increase your progress on this fight at incredible speed, because you're going to be, I think on this fight, yeah, I did 9.5k DPS, and that could have been 10 to 11k if I played it out properly, like, not putting on atonements when I was mentioning when it was the wrong time. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do these a little more organized. I could do them scripted if people would prefer that, but let me know in the comments how these videos are. I'd like to get them out for like every heroic and mythic boss in the new raid, and also like future raids for basically every single healer spec in the game. So if you like this kind of content, want more, let me know. If you want something different, let me know. I stream over on Twitch. Right now I just stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from about 5 p.m. to midnight or so. So come check out the stream, come ask me questions, and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see, because I want to start making healer content, and I'm just kind of stuck on where I should go with it or what I should try to do with it. So thank you guys for checking out the video, and good luck if you are progressing on Stormwall.